Welcome, dear dreamer, to Evernight Stories. You have arrived at the quiet hour when the world exhales and even the stars seem to breathe slower than before. Take a deep breath now, in and out. Let the noise of the day fade like rain on distant stone. Tonight, we travel to a hidden place, a valley wrapped in mist where the air still carries the scent of evening rain. Above, silver clouds drift across a pale full moon, their soft edges glowing faintly in the deep blue of night. Beneath them, somewhere unseen, a garden begins to shimmer. No map marks this place. It appears only when the sky is clear enough for moonlight to touch every leaf, and the air is still enough for the flowers to hear the stars. The locals call it the Moon Garden, a place where every petal glows and the earth hums with light that no sun has ever given. You stand at the edge of a small path lined with stones slick from rain. The ground glimmers faintly, and somewhere ahead you catch the first faint shimmer of pale blossoms opening in the dark. The sound of dripping water echoes through the trees, slow, gentle, endless, in and out. Each breath seems to brighten the air around you. A gate waits in the distance, veiled in vines that gleam with dew. Beyond it, the light deepens, soft as breath on skin. You step forward, feeling the calm of the valley settle over you, and the journey into the moon garden beneath silver clouds begins. The path winds gently down toward the heart of the valley. The air feels cool and fragrant, carrying the scent of wet earth and night flowers. Drops of water glimmer on the blades of grass, catching faint silver light as you pass. Before you stands an old stone gate, half covered in moss and climbing ivy. The wood is pale and smooth, its hinges worn but strong. The vines drape like silk threads, glistening where the moonlight touches them. Beyond the gate, the faint glow of the garden beckons, shimmering like a dream made real. You push the gate open, it swings with a low sigh, and the world within unfolds slowly before you. The ground is paved with white stones polished smooth by time and rain. Between them, tufts of moss glow faintly, soft underfoot. The garden stretches wide and quiet, filled with luminous petals that drift lazily in the night air. Every flower here seems to hold a secret light. Some bloom like silver stars, others like small lanterns suspended from the stems. Their colors are not bright, but soft blue, pearl, pale gold, all fading gently into one another. The air shimmers with their glow, creating a calm haze that feels almost alive. The sound of water trickles somewhere nearby. You follow it, stepping carefully along the winding path. Pools of crystal blue water lie between the flowers, their surfaces so still they look like fragments of glass. The reflections of the clouds ripple faintly with every breeze, and the moon above glows twice, once in the sky and once beneath it. You pause beside a small pond surrounded by lilies that shine with a light so delicate it seems woven from breath. Tiny insects move over the surface, leaving silver trails that fade almost instantly. You kneel and touch the water. It is cool, perfectly clear, and faintly luminous. From here, the paths split and curl deeper into the garden. Ferns arch overhead, their fronds heavy with dew. Somewhere behind them, a low hum begins to rise, not music exactly, but the sound of harmony made by living things. It feels as though the garden itself is breathing, slow and steady. You walk slowly, taking in every detail. The flowers nearest the path open wider as you pass, as if sensing the warmth of your presence. Their petals shift gently in the breeze, scattering faint specks of light that drift like fireflies. A faint mist moves over the ground, softening everything it touches. In the center of the garden stands a willow tree unlike any other. Its trunk is pale as moonstone, and its long hanging branches glimmer with silver leaves. They sway in the still air, each one reflecting a fragment of the moonlight above. Beneath the tree lies a small pool so still it looks like a mirror cut from the night sky. You approach, drawn by the faint hum that seems to come from the willow itself. The closer you get, the clearer the sound becomes, low, resonant, endless. The air here feels different, thicker somehow, as if holding the weight of peace itself. You stop at the edge of the pool. The reflection of the tree stretches downward, branches touching branches in perfect symmetry. The surface ripples once, then smooths again, leaving only your reflection beside the moon's. Around you, the petals continue to glow. The whole garden seems to breathe with the rhythm of the clouds above, brightening as the moon emerges, dimming as it passes behind the silver veil. Time moves differently here, not in minutes or hours, but in soft pulses of light and shadow. You stand beneath the willow's shimmering branches, surrounded by the scent of jasmine and rain. The sound of the water blends with the low hum of the tree, forming a melody too quiet to follow but impossible to forget. The heart of the moon garden welcomes you. The night is deep, the air clear, and everything around you glows as if it remembers the touch of the moon. You move closer to the willow, the air thick with light and fragrance. The leaves above you whisper softly, brushing one another with a sound that feels like the gentlest rain. Beneath them, the pond lies perfectly still, reflecting the entire tree and the moon beyond. Every ripple sends pale streaks of silver across the surface, fading like thoughts returning to silence. You kneel by the edge and look into the water. It mirrors everything: the clouds, the drifting mist, the glow of the petals that float upon it. The reflection of the willow sways gently with each breath of wind, its silver branches shimmering like ribbons made of glass. The sight is calm, endlessly slow, and somehow alive. From deep within the tree, a faint vibration hums through the air. It feels like a note that has no beginning or end, the voice of something old and patient. You listen, and the longer you do, the more it begins to feel familiar, as though the sound has always been there, waiting beneath the noise of the world. The hum deepens, blending with the quiet drip of water and the faraway rustle of grass. Together they form a melody that rises and falls without direction, an endless loop of comfort. It is not music to hear, but to feel, a rhythm that moves through the air, through the ground, and finally through you. You close your eyes and simply listen. The garden breathes in, and so do you. It breathes out, and you follow. The willow's song fills the empty spaces between heartbeats, smoothing the sharp edges of thought until nothing remains but calm. A petal drifts down from the tree and lands on the water beside you. It glows softly, pulsing once, twice, before settling into stillness. Then another falls, and another, until the pond is scattered with floating lights that drift in slow circles around the reflection of the moon. Each petal moves with purpose, as if guided by something unseen. You reach out and touch one. The light does not fade. It shines gently against your fingertip, warm and tender. The water ripples, but the petal remains near, turning with the current and returning to rest beside your hand. The moment feels infinite, suspended outside of time. You lean back slightly, letting your hands rest upon the cool stone edge of the pond. The hum of the tree grows softer now, blending into the background of the night. It becomes something more subtle, the rhythm of breathing, of stillness, of peace settling into the body like water finding its level. The clouds drift slowly across the sky, their shapes blurring the edges of the moon. Shadows sweep across the garden, dimming the glow of the flowers, then brightening them again. It feels like the world is breathing through light and darkness, a pulse too gentle to disturb. The scent of jasmine and rain deepens as the night cools. A single droplet falls from the willow's branches, landing in the center of the pond. Concentric ripples spread outward, touching every floating petal before fading again into stillness. You feel the vibration in the air one last time, a low note, soft and steady, like the memory of a heartbeat. It moves through you quietly, loosening every trace of tension, smoothing every thought that remains. The moon climbs higher, its reflection now perfectly aligned with the tree. For a moment, they seem one and the same, moon and willow, sky and earth, joined by the silver thread of their reflection in the pond. The sight is so complete, it feels as though the world itself is whole. You sit there for a long time, breathing with the rhythm of the water, surrounded by a light that neither fades nor grows, but simply is. The garden hums quietly around you, and the moon watches over it all. You lie back on the soft moss beneath the willow. The ground is cool, damp, with the memory of rain, and it molds gently to your shape. Overhead, the silver branches hang low, swaying just enough to brush the air above you. Their leaves gleam faintly in the moonlight, each one catching a piece of the sky before letting it go again. The pond is still beside you. Its reflection glows like polished glass, framed by petals that drift slowly across its surface. The hum of the willow has become something lighter now, a soft rhythm that blends with the distant sound of moving clouds. The world feels distant and close all at once, a single quiet heartbeat stretching across everything. A cloud passes before the moon, dimming the light. The garden softens into shadow, the flowers' glow fades to a gentle haze, and the silver edges of the leaves blur into the mist. Nothing disappears, it only rests. The air itself seems to pause. You listen. The absence of sound is not empty. It is full, warm, alive. The silence here carries weight, as though the garden is keeping watch. Somewhere in that stillness, the rhythm of the willow continues, softer now, almost hidden. Its sound is the shape of peace. A petal lands on your chest, light as breath. It glows once, faintly, then again. You match its rhythm without meaning to. In that simple pulse, You feel everything slow, thought, breath, heartbeat, until they are all moving together, steady and calm. The cloud moves on, and the moon returns, spilling light across the branches once more. It shines through the willow leaves, painting your face in soft silver. The shadows around you deepen, but they are gentle, without edge or weight. You notice how the light moves over the flowers nearby. It isn't constant, it flickers in waves, as though the garden itself is breathing. The petals rise slightly in the cool air, their glow pulsing with every silent exhale. The pattern spreads from flower to flower until the whole garden moves as one, a living lullaby woven from light and quiet. The air grows cooler as the night deepens. A faint mist gathers over the pond, swirling in soft ribbons before settling again. The stars above look pale through it, like embers cooling behind glass. You can hear faint drops of water falling from the willow's leaves, slow, irregular, and soothing. You close your eyes. Behind your lids, the glow of the garden remains, a warm afterimage that pulses gently with every breath. It feels like you are still lying there, but also floating, weightless, part of something vast and unhurried. The hum fades to a vibration just beneath the skin, so subtle that you can't tell whether it comes from the garden or from within you. Time drifts without meaning here. The air moves, the light breathes, and somewhere beyond both sound and silence, the willow sings on. You let yourself drift with it. The petals fall, the water ripples once, the world exhales. The glow becomes softer still, until it's no more than a whisper of light beneath the branches. The night folds itself around you, warm and endless. The garden, the moon, the clouds, all of them breathe together, and you are part of that rhythm now. No division, no thought, only the stillness that waits at the center of calm. The hum fades, the moonlight steadies, the petals stop falling, and in the gentle quiet that follows, the whole garden seems to sigh, a sound of peace that belongs to the night alone. The garden lies still. The air has settled into perfect quiet, the kind that holds everything together without a single sound. The willow's silver leaves no longer move, they hang like threads of light against the night. The pond beside you reflects the moon one last time. Its surface ripples gently, and the reflection stretches, bends, then smooths again into perfect calm. Petals rest upon it like fallen stars, their glow dimming slowly until only faint outlines remain. The scent of jasmine lingers in the air, soft and clean. Somewhere beyond the mist, the sound of the river returns, distant, unbroken, steady. It feels like a continuation of the willow's hum, a reminder that the song never truly ends. You take one slow breath. The cool air fills your chest, calm and weightless. You exhale, and the garden exhales with you. The rhythm is easy now, natural, effortless. The moon drifts behind the silver clouds, its light softening to a gentle haze that spreads across the valley. The glow of the flowers fades, and the garden begins to dissolve into mist, not vanishing, but folding quietly back into the night. You stand once more at the gate. Behind it only silver fog remains, holding the faintest shimmer of what was. The air hums gently, as if promising that the garden still exists somewhere just beyond waking. You close your eyes and let that promise rest inside you. The memory of light remains, not bright but steady, deep, eternal. The moon garden will bloom again, waiting patiently beneath the clouds. The night watches over you. The world is calm. There is nothing more to do, only sleep